Good morning, students. How are you all? I hope that you all are fit and happy. Today I am going to teach a lesson from your physics textbook. Lesson number 2, Work, Power and Energy. Here in this today's session I am going to discuss what is work and the definition of the work and units of work in SI system and CGS system, and the relation between the system of units and the different cases of the work done. Now here we'll discuss what is work done. Try to push a wall of your room with all the force at your command. You will find that the wall does not move even by thousandth part of a millimeter. It is different that you may feel exhausted and say that you have done a lot of work. In scientifically speaking, you have done no work because the force applied by you has not produced any displacement. So here, even though if you apply more force on the wall doesn't move any part of a millimeter. So scientifically we can say that no work is done, because if you apply the force, then it's supposed to get some displacement. Here no displacement is done, that's why here no work is done. Then what are the factors which determine whether the work was done or not? Factor determining work done by a body. There must be a force acting on a body. Here for the first point, force must be act on a body. Then the force acting on a body must be cause some displacement. Because of the force what you applied, it must take some displacement. If these two factors determines the work is done by a body or not. The displacement must be in the direction of applied force or in the direction of resolved component of the force. So here the displacement may be in the direction of the force or in any other direction. If any of the above conditions are not satisfied, no work is done. So here if there is no forces applied or there is no displacement is done, then it means no work is done. So by these two determinations we can define the definition. Work is said to be done only when a force or its component causes a displacement in its own direction. So here the work definition is given: when a force or its component causes a displacement on its own direction, then it is said to be work done. From the above definition, F such that it gets displayed through a linear distance, S is in the direction of the force. Then if W is the work done, then W is proportional to force, and which direction we are applying the force, and W is proportional to S. That means and with which direction displacement is took place. Then W is proportional to F into S. Then W, if the proportionality, if you write in equivalent, then W is equal to K into F into S. Here K is called constant proportionality. If a body is acted upon a unit force and the displacement is taken unit displacement, then K value becomes 1. Then W is equal to F into S. So then finally the formula for W work is equal to force into displacement. Work is equal to force into displacement. Then we will write the units of work. So in SI units, work is equal to force into S. In SI unit, force units are Newton and displacement units are meter. Then the SI unit work units are Newton meter. So the Newton meter we can say that joule. Or in CGS units, Newton, force is represented or unit of force is dyne, and displacement units are centimeter. Then it is dyne centimeter, or in other words we can say erg. So finally the SI unit of work are Newton meter or joule. CGS units are dyne centimeters or erg. Then what is the relation between joule and erg? So 1 joule is equal to 1 Newton into 1 meter. Then 1 Newton we know already 10 power 5 dyne, and 1 meter is equal to 10 square centimeters. Then 10 power 5 into 10 square, 10 power 7 dyne centimeter. Then 1 joule is equal to 10 power 7 ergs. This is the relation between the SI and CGS units of work. Work is a scalar quantity. How can you say that work is scalar quantity? So here work is defined as the product of force and displacement. The displacement is taken in the direction of the force. That means displacement depends on the only which direction of force you applied, in that direction displacement takes place. That's why the work is taken in the scalar quantity. Here we will discuss the real definition or real formula for the work done. If the body is displaced in the direction other than the direction of the applied force, suppose the displacement is taken other than the direction of force. For example, the force is applied in this direction, the displacement is done in this direction. If it happened like this, then the work done is given by the product of the component of force in the direction of the displacement and the displacement itself. That is, W is equal to F into cos theta into S. F cos theta into S. Here F cos theta is the component of the force in the direction of displacement and S is the displacement. So theta is the angle between the displacement and the force applied. That is angle. That is called component. So theta is getting from the angle between the displacement and the force. So that's why the real formula of work done is equal to W is equal to F cos theta into S. In lower classes, that what is the formula just we before discussed, that is up to lower classes. Now you are in class 10, you have to follow this formula. In first case, when the displacement is in the direction of applied force, displacement and the force applied are in the same direction. For example, here this is an object and the force applied in this direction and displacement also in this direction. Here these two are in parallel. That means the angle between them is 0. Then that time work done is equal to, according to the formula, Fs cos theta. Here cos theta is equal to F into S into cos 0. Cos 0, you have to remember the trigonometric table. Cos 0 value is 1. Then W is equal to F into S into 1. That is equal to W is equal to F into S. At this situation, we can say that work is positive. At this situation, work is positive. Here, some examples we will discuss when you will get this type of situation. Consider a body A at height h from the ground level B, such that m is the mass of the body. If g is acceleration due to gravity, then the force acting on the body mg vertically downward. And when it is allowed, so here the force also downward direction and the displacement also in the same direction. At this situation, the work done is positive work, and the formula is equal to W equal to F into S. Like that, a laborer does positive work when he raises load up against the force of gravity, such as carrying a cement or sand. It is exerted by the laborer and the same direction. Displacement are in the same direction. In these two situations, we can say that work done is positive. In second case, when the displacement is normal or perpendicular to the direction of applied force. Here, the force and the displacement are perpendicular. Then come to here, suppose the force applied in this direction and this is coming in this direction. Displacement is in this side. Then force and displacement are perpendicular. Then that time what is the work done? Work is equal to F into S cos theta. Here theta is equal to 90 degrees. Then F into S into cos 90. Then F into S cos 90, according to trigonometric table, cos 90 value is 0. Then here 0. Then F into S into 0. Then W is equal to 0. Here the work done is equal to 0. If the force and displacement are both in perpendicular, then the work done is 0. Here we'll see some examples related to this work done. When you carry your school bag by slinging it on your back and move horizontally, no work is done. Like that here, why it is happening like that? You are carrying your bag on your back and the bag is exerting gravitational force and you are going in this direction. Displacement is in this direction. Here gravitational force is this direction, displacement is this direction. Then according to that physics, here the work done is 0. Like that, a coolie which is carrying a load. A coolie, the carrying a load will be keep on his back and on this load the gravitational force will be exerted downward and the coolie walk straight way. Then according to the physics, that time here work done is 0. One more example, when a stone is railed by a string in circular path in horizontal plane, no work is done. Why? Because here when it is rolling around the circular path, so here we are holding that with a string. Then when it is rolling in this direction, here every point of this stone try to go escape from it. That means the force will be exerted in this direction or displacement supposed to be in this direction. And here we are pulling it inward, that is centripetal force is applying in this direction. That time here force and displacement will be perpendicular. Then here also no work is done. Here force is in this direction, we are pulling inward to keep in circular path and at every point of its path it try to away from it. That means tangential direction, the displacement will be there. Tangential direction means perpendicular to the force. That's why here when the object is in circular path, at every point in its circular path there is no work done. Example, you can say that in this situation, a circular path means planets revolving around the sun, earth revolving around the sun. That time according to this, here no work is done by the planet or by the earth. Here third case, when the displacement is in the opposite direction of the applied force. That means displacement and force both are in opposite direction. That time what is the work done? Here force and displacement both are in opposite direction. Suppose force you applied in this direction and displacement will be in this direction. At this time what is the work done is equal to, work done becomes negative. How it becomes? According to the formula, W is equal to F into S cos theta. Here if you see both are in opposite direction, that means the angle between them is 180 degrees. Then F into S is equal to cos of 180. According to trigonometry, it becomes F into S into minus sin 90. Then F into minus sin 90 is equal to F into S sin 90 value minus 1. Then that is minus F into S. So at this situation work is done is negative. Related examples, when a cricket ball is rolling on the ground, stops after covering a distance. The force of friction between the cricket ball and the ground does a negative work. Again, one more example, when a ball is projected vertically upward with a certain force, the ball rises up a certain height, then stops, finally starts the downward journey. When the ball rising up, it is continuously acted upon the displacement, which acting opposite to the force of acting on the body. Thus, the force of gravity is doing negative work. If the ball rises up through a maximum height h, then the negative work done is minus mgh. These are examples of, in these three cases, when the force and displacement are parallel and force and displacement are vertically opposite to each other and the force and displacement are both in opposite direction. So, different work is done by them. Here we already discussed about units of work. Here some more bigger units are given. You go through it. 1 kilojoule. Joule is the unit of SI unit of work. Then 1 kilojoule means 10 power 3 joules. 1 mega. Mega means 10 power 6. That means 10 power 6 joules. Giga means 10 power 9. Then 1 gigajoule is 10 power 9 joules. Thank you. Good morning students. How are you all? Today I am going to teach power and energy from your class 10 physics textbook. Here, what is the power? Power is rate of doing work is called power. Power is nothing but rate of doing work. How much fast you are doing and how much slow you are doing, that rate of doing work is called power. So, the definition of power is rate of doing work. Then power formula is work by time. Thus, power is produced or used by a body or a machine depends upon the following factors. So, the factors depend on the power produced. The first factor, power produced or used by a body or a mass. Power produced by a body or a mass direct proportional to the work done on it. How much work is done on it? If the work is more, then the power is more. The work done by the machine or a body, then the work is less, then power is less. So, it is direct proportional to the work. And power produced or used by a body or a machine is inversely proportional to time. That is, lesser time gives more power, more time gives less power. So, a work which is done within less time, that same work it is done for more time, then by comparing these two powers, so which takes within less time, that is powerful by comparing with it takes more time. We can understand this concept with an example. If a body A carries 15 kg back to the second floor of the building, in 30 seconds of time, A carrying the weight 15 kg within 30 seconds, and another boy B carries a similar bag to the second floor in 60 seconds time. Then B is taking with 60 seconds time the same body, then both and A have done equal amount of work. Work done because same weight and the same distance they carried. So that means A and B done the same work. But the time taken is A is 30 seconds, by B is 60 seconds. By comparing these times, so who is carrying within less time? He is more powerful than who is carried with more time. Then work formula we know, work is equal to force into displacement. In previous session we already discussed about this. Work is equal to force into displacement. Now power formula is W by T. Then by combining these two, in the place of W I have written F into S. Then it becomes F into S by T. If you separate F into S by T. So S by T means distance by time. So that we can write as S by T. S by T is nothing but velocity. Then power is equal to force into velocity. Then we can bring another definition for power. Force into velocity is also power. Thus, power can be defined as the product of force and velocity. Then come to the units of the power. So, the power units are, formula is force into velocity and another formula work by time. So, then CGS system, we can write the CGS system. So, CGS system, P is equal to W by T. In CGS system, W units are erg by second. Then the CGS system of units for power is erg by second. Then 1 erg by second is equal to gravitational units. 1 erg is equal to 1 gram centimeter square by second square and into 1 by second. Then if you simplify this, 1 gram second square by second, 1 gram centimeter square by second cube. That is 1 gram square centimeter power minus second power minus 3. So these are the CGS units of the power. Now MKS units, CGS SI system of units. In SI system of units, again power formula is W by T. Then in SI system W, that is work units are joule by T, seconds, time units are seconds. Then in SI system of units, joule per second. When a body does work 1 joule in 1 second, then the power of body is said to be joule per second. Or another unit is watt. So the another unit for this is called as watt. 1 joule per second is called 1 watt. Then 1 joule per second or 1 watt formula is gravitational units. If you convert, 1 joule is 1 kg meter square by second square, and by second that is into 1 by second. Then it is equal to 1 kg meter square by second cube. If you write this in exponential form, 1 kg meter square by second power minus 3. This is SI unit of power. Now bigger units of power. So the smaller unit is watt. I said that watt means 1 joule per second is called 1 watt. Then the bigger units per power is 1 kilowatt, that is represented by kW, that is 10 cubes of watt. Kilo always represent 10 cube. So 10 cube watt. Then 1 megawatt. Mega is represent 10 power 6 watts. Giga is represent 10 power 9. Then 1 gigawatt is 10 power 9 watts. 1 horsepower, very important. 1 horsepower is 746 watts, or approximately the whole number we can take, round of number. Then approximately we can represent that 750 watts. 1 horsepower is equal to 750 watts. Then what are the differences between work and power? Work is said to be done when a force or its component causes displacement in its own direction. When a work is said to be when a force you applied on a body and it displaces, then in a particular direction, we can say that work is done. Then work done by a body is independent of time. It does not depend on the time. Then SI unit of work is joule. If you come to the power, then power is equal to the rate of work is called power. Rate of doing work is called power. Then power produced or used is inversely proportional to time. So here work is independent, that does not depend on time, but power depends on time. That's why it is inversely proportional to time. Then SI unit of power work is joule, then SI unit of power is watt. Energy. What is the energy? The capacity of a body to do work. The capacity of a body to do work is called energy. In a way, total amount of work done by a body is equal to the energy spent. So, how much work is done, that is equal to its energy. So, energy is equal to the total amount of work. Then, energy is nothing but how the amount of work done is called energy. Then, units of heat energy. Heat also a source of energy. Then, what are the units for the heat energy? Initially, the heat energy was measured in calories and kilocalories. Calories and kilocalories. Then, which are defined as under calorie. The amount of heat energy required. How much heat is required to raise the temperature 1 gram of water through 1 degree Celsius. 1 gram of water, 1 degree Celsius. To raise its temperature, how much heat you are providing? That is equal to 1 calorie. For 1 gram of water with how much heat it is raising 1 degree Celsius temperature, that is 1 calorie. Then kilocalorie. Kilocalorie means instead of this 1 gram, we have to take 1 kilogram of water. So then for 1 kilogram of water, how much amount of heat is required to raise 1 degree Celsius? That is 1 kilocalorie. Then what is the actually heat energy is the unit is joule, and here heat energy is calories. Then what is the comparison or relation between calories and kilocalories? We will see. 1 calorie is equal to 4.2 joules. 1 calorie 4.2 joules. Then 1 kilocalorie is 1 kilocalorie, that is 1000 into 4.2 joules. Then 1000 into 4.2 is equal to, if you multiply, 4200 joules. Then 1 kilocalorie is 4200 joules. Then if you write 4000 to 4.2 kilojoules. Units of electrical energy. So then for the electrical energy, what are the units? So the electrical energy which is measured in watt hours or kilowatt hours. So the electric energy is measured in watt hour or kilowatt hour. Then watt hour. When an electric power of 1 watt is used by the conductor. Conductor means nothing but wire. So current is passing through the wire. When the current is passing through the wire, so if 1 watt is used by the conductor, 1 watt of current is used by the conductor for 1 hour, then for 1 hour 1 watt of current is used, then it is called 1 watt hour. So then 1 watt hour is equal to 1 watt of electricity per 1 hour. Then 1 watt hour, this is equal to 1 joule. So 1 watt hour. So then 1 watt is, we know that 1 watt is 1 joule per second. In the previous explanation I told. 1 watt is equal to 1 joule of work done per 1 second is 1 watt. Then 1 watt is 1 joule per second into hour, convert into seconds. 1 hour 3660 seconds. Then 1 watt hour is equal to second cancel 3600 joules. Then 1 watt hour is equal to 3600 joules. If you convert into kilos, 1 watt hour is equal to 3.6 kilojoules. Then how much work is done is equal to energy. How much energy is spent is equal to work done. So here, that's why the relation between 1 watt hour is equal to 3.6 kilojoules. Then kilowatt hour. What is kilowatt hour? When an electric power of 1 kilowatt is used by the conductor. So the conductor used 1 kilowatt of power per 1 hour. 1 kilowatt of power per 1 hour. If it is used, that is called kilowatt hour. Then kilowatt hour is equal to 1 kilowatt into 1 hour. Then 1 kilowatt is nothing but 1000 watts into 1 hour 3600 seconds. So we know that 1 watt is equal to 1 joule per second. Then 1000 watts is equal to 1000 joule per second into 3600 seconds. Second cancel. Then if you multiply 3,600,000 joules. So that we can write as 1 kilowatt hour is equal to 3.6 million joules. 1 watt hour is equal to 3.6 kilojoules. 1 kilowatt hour is equal to 3.6 million joules. Units of energy for moving electrons in an electric field. So the unit, how many electrons are moving? So how to say that? When an electron moves through an electric field at some electric potential. Suppose this is the conductor. So from point A to point B, electrons are flowing. That means the current is flowing. Current is flowing means nothing but electrons are flowing through it. So then how many electrons are going? How to express it? When an electron moves through an electric field at some electric potential. Potential means like a capacity. It does electric work. So how many electrons are flowing through it? If more electrons are flowing, more electricity will provide. Less electrons are flowing, less electricity will be provided. So it depends on the potential of electric potential. That means potential of electrons. Then which is measured in electron volts. So the unit energy of moving of electrons is expressed in electron volt. What is definition of electron volt? Electron volt is defined as the electric work done when an electron moves through an electric field at a potential difference 1 volt. So if the difference is 1 volt, for example, here there is electron potential 21 volt. Then here 22 volts. Then here potential difference is 20. That potential difference between them is 1 volt. So then how many electrons are flowing through it is 1 volt of electrons are throwing. That means 1 volt of potential difference is there. So like that we will express the energy of electrons moving into electron volts. Then 1 electron volt is equal to charge on 1 electron into 1 volt. Charge on 1 electron is 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 coulombs. So number of charges, that is 1.6 into 10 power 19 coulombs into 1 volt. Then 1.6 into 10 power 19, here coulombs into volt is equal to joules. Then that is equal to 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 joules. Then 1 electron volt is equal to 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 joules. 1 electron volt is equal to 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 joules. So here work done is equal to energy. So what is energy of electrons? 1 electron volt. 1 electron volts of energy is equal to 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 joules. Then what is the difference between power and energy? Sometimes we will use for electricity, sometimes we will use power and sometimes we will say energy. Then what is difference between them, power and energy? It is the amount of energy produced or consumed by a source, either machine or any other body, which is consuming the energy or producing the energy, that is called power. Then the power consumed or produced depends upon the time. It depends on the time, how much time it is consuming and how much time it is producing. Then SI unit of power is watt. So SI unit of power is watt. So remember, while writing about this, just remember how the current is flowing through it. Amount of current or amount of energy. Then amount of power consumed or power depends on the time. So if you put on the current more time, more power will be consumed. If you put on that current less time, less power will be consumed. So then power is watt. Then come to the energy. Energy is the capacity of a body to do work. So capacity of a body to do work. The energy produced or spent does not depend on the time. So energy does not depend on the time. Then SI unit of energy is joule. So these are the differences between power and energy. Thank you, students.